Hello adventurers and welcome to another Black Desert mobile video. For this one, I just wanted to talk about the new co-op boss Ronin. So this one just came out on Tuesday, and what I wanted to do is just make a quick guide for it, make sure that you're aware of it. The mechanics aren't too crazy, but you do kind of have to pay attention at certain parts, otherwise your team might suffer. So really quickly, I did want to talk about the requirements. So the very first requirement before you can actually access the story to do this is going to be the story called The Awakened Watcher. I think that to unlock this, you have to be like 35k CP and somewhere along the main storyline, you'll unlock it, but just make sure that you do this. And then the second requirement is to actually be pretty far along the main storyline. So if you check the log, what we're gonna look at is West Camisylvia, and you have to complete chapter 2. The specific story though, it is called Back to Nalindo. So just make sure that you do that. Make sure that you're pretty up to date on your main storyline. I think that for Back to Nalindo, you have to be around 55k CP, which is actually the suggested CP for this boss. So if you're a newer player, you might not have access to this yet, but yeah, just kind of keep it in mind. So before I actually do the guide, I did want to go over the patch notes really quickly. I'm not going to read all of it. I just wanted to go over a specific portion of it so that way you can kind of see the guide that I guess whoever makes these patch notes put together for us. I guess before the guide, I did want to talk about the rewards for this. So this is pretty standard. We have memory imprints that we can get that are primal. We have acrid, we have dim fragments, etc, etc. But there's two really cool items here. So we now have this belt here. It's like the Guardian's belt, I think is what it's called. And it's similar to all of the other accessory upgrades that we've gotten. So like the Draconic necklace, I can't remember the names, the earrings of Rancor. It's basically one of those. But the thing next to it is really, really cool. It's unique. So this is actually, it's a guaranteed way to craft the belt. So at least this is something that we can work towards. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not just an RNG drop like the belt. I don't know what the drop rates are like for either of these, but at least for these little jewel things, we can craft them to make the belt. And we can also buy these from the market. So I think that was a really good thing for them to add in here. As always though, there is a boss guide for this boss. You can read through this, but I think the boss guide that they provided in the patch notes is a little bit more detailed. It's a little bit better. But basically, there's two main things that you need to keep track of. It's gonna be the white tree thorn vines and Ron's mirror. I'm gonna go ahead and let's read this right here. So if you fail to defeat the white tree thorn vines summoned by Ronin quickly, they will gain immunity to damage. So he's gonna summon these white tree thorn vines, and if you don't kill them fast enough, they're basically gonna stay on the field for the rest of the time, and they'll be able to attack you, but you can't attack them anymore. So that's the very first thing. Make sure that you kill them as soon as they spawn, or at least kill like 1/2 of them so you have a safe area to fight in. For the second thing though, if Ronin begins to use Ron's mirror, destroy the mirror at its destination to stop it from charging. That's the second phase basically. He'll go into a mirror and then he's going to charge to the other side. What you're going to have to do is kill the mirror on the other side so he can't go into it. If you kill that mirror before he gets to it, he'll be stunned and you can do like extra DPS. So let's read this again really quickly. So white tree thorn vines, these are actually summoned whenever he gets dropped to 80% health. And like I had already said, make sure that you kill them quickly, otherwise they become immune to damage. This is pretty basic. They're not going to be moving around, but you just have to kill them as soon as they spawn. So right when he's at like 16 bars of health, that's when it's going to happen. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then for the next one, Ron's mirror, this happens whenever he's at 50% health. So whenever he goes to 50% health, like I had said before, he's going to hide in one of these mirrors and then he's going to charge to the other direction. So keep track of what mirror he goes into, make sure that you're paying attention to that, and then kill the opposite side's mirror. And then same thing, if you destroy the opposite mirror before Ron charges, he'll be stunned and stop moving temporarily. However, if Ronin enters the mirror without the opposite mirror being destroyed, that mirror cannot be destroyed. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Make sure that you're destroying the right mirror. Otherwise, this will probably become a problem while you're trying to kill him. I don't know if you can drop pings in the actual co-op rush, but if you can, just try to ping your teammates where to go. Only if you know what you're doing. But those are the first two phases. It's nothing crazy, pretty basic. Just pay attention and it shouldn't be too big of a problem. For the last phase though, he does become enraged. So once he's at 20% HP, he becomes enraged and launches powerful attacks. So there's going to be like 3 of them basically. One is like a back kick, one is a front kick, and then one is a stomp that's like an AoE circle. So make sure that you're kind of close to him so you can stay on like the safe side, but whenever he does the circle, you can actually stand inside of the circle to avoid the damage. So just be aware of that. Make sure that you're timing your dodges properly, or just stay out of the way. So it's nothing too crazy. However, once 15 minutes have passed, he'll become frenzied, I guess in a different way, but he's gonna do continuous attacks over a wide area. I think that this is just meant to kill us. I don't think we can actually like survive these. So just kind of keep this in mind. Make sure that you're trying to kill him within the 15 minutes. Otherwise it's probably gonna be a wipe for y'all. But other than that, that's pretty much it. It's nothing too crazy. And then this is like the information on the belt. These are its effects. So I think this would be really nice to get, but it is gonna be very hard to get as a drop. It's probably super rare. But like I had said before, you can actually craft it. So this item right here, you just need to collect 25 of them and then take them to Orwin and you can craft the belt basically. It actually says you can craft them into the Guardian's belt or Shattered Draconic Necklace. So I personally would go with the necklace, but regardless, this is pretty nice to know. And like I said, you can actually buy and sell them on the market. So it looks like the price on here is 140 billion silver. So, but yeah, so this is really nice. I like that we can buy them. I like that it's almost like a guaranteed way to craft these upgrades, because otherwise it's just pure RNG if you can get these drops. So that's pretty much everything for the patch notes. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to queue up for the actual co-op rush, and then I'll talk to you inside there. Alright, so whenever we're first in here, I pretty much always suggest just lock on to the boss. Kind of watch him for pretty much anything. I'll watch if he's like charging up an attack, and then make sure that you get out of the way. He does have a back kick, so make sure you get out of the way of that. He also has like a forward stab, a front stomp. But also there's like a charge that he does, which he literally just did it when I was saying that. Make sure that you are not in the way of that. I think that does a pretty big amount of damage. But now that we're at 16 bars, the vines should be spawning. So what I would do is take off your lock target and then target these vines. I wouldn't worry too much about the ones that are like on the outskirts of the map. Just make sure that the ones in the center you kill first, because those are going to be the ones like you're going to be standing near the most anyways. Or maybe kind of clear the ones that are closer to the mirrors. But once you do this, I don't know how long we actually have for this, but let's just kind of keep clearing some. But we need to do this basically, so if we don't kill them in time, they'll become immune. So just kind of keep DPSing them. And it looks like most of the people are on the other side killing them, so that's really good. And then make sure that you killed like the ones in the middle. So this is my next priority. If you can, keep an eye on Ronin. Make sure that you're not getting hit like I just did, or make sure that you're dodging whatever he's about to throw out. So it seems like we have a pretty long amount of time to kill these. There's not a timer for them, but it looks like my team was able to clear all of them. So they shouldn't be too big of a problem. Just make sure that you're DPSing them as soon as they spawn. And then what you can do is just lock back onto Ronin. So the next phase is going to be at 50%. That's whenever he's going to go into the mirrors. So just make sure that whenever he does go into the mirrors, you kill the opposite mirror so he can't charge to kill it. So now he's at 50%. Based on these colors, I'm going to assume is the one he goes into. So it's going to be this one right here. Or kill these colored ones. We'll see which side he comes out of. I didn't actually see which one he went into, but I'm assuming it's this one first. But sadly, we did not kill that in time. Or did we? It looked like we killed it in time, I guess. But I don't see him. Guess let's go kill this. Yeah, this is the opposite side. I'm gonna spot roll just to make sure I don't get hit by that. But now that seems immune, so I don't think we made that one in time. And I guess again, I didn't see him go into one of these, so I'm assuming this is the right one. And it looked like we were able to kill that one in time. I didn't see a health bar for the mirror, so that was kind of weird. But these other two mirrors, he's basically gonna keep having like these little Ronins coming out of them. So that's kind of another reason that you want to kill it, is because it limits the other like the other mobs that can come out of them. So now these are immune. We can't actually kill them, so we're just out of luck on that front. So just keep DPSing him, and then we'll deal with the extra monsters however we can. So you can either target them down, but they're gonna keep spawning. So here on the map I can see that like more just keep spawning. So even if people like target them, it doesn't really matter. Because more are going to come either way. I think it's better to just DPS him. But other than that, so far, not too bad. But we haven't gotten to the frenzied portion of this yet. So maybe I'm speaking a little bit too soon. And the frenzied portion starts at 20% health, so that'll be at 4 bars. So it should be coming up here soon. And honestly, I think it's best to stand like right here on the side of him. In front or behind, that's like where most of his attacks go. So just right here on the side, I think that's probably your best bet. So there you can spot roll, here you can spot roll again. So he did front, back, and center. Just make sure that whenever those red circles come out, you just evade. So when I say spot roll, all I'm doing is I hit a button and my character will roll out of the way. So yeah. And let's see if he keeps doing more of those. Yeah, he does. So he'll keep doing more of them. So just again, be on the lookout for that. Make sure that whenever they do come out, you're getting out of the way. You have like a short window of time, so whenever you first see the red circles, don't immediately dodge. Just make sure that you're timing it properly. So there I did a little bit early, but that's okay. I looks like I dodged everything anyways. And I'm getting hit by something else. I think it's one of the ads. But yeah. Whenever he's just doing normal attacks, just there's a dodge, and he's dead. So nothing too crazy, not too bad. I had heard that people were getting wiped from this, but I guess I got a really good team. But yeah, that's Ronin. Like I said, he's pretty simple. All you really have to do is time your dodges, don't get hit by anything, and you should be good to go. So I didn't actually get one of those special drops, so I don't know what the drop rate is like for them. When I'm saying the special drops, I'm not talking about the belt, I'm talking about the 1 of 25 that you need. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Let me know if you like the video. But either way, I hope that this helps, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.